Hey, my name is Jason Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about rents. Rents are now at record highs. They've been going up at an alarming rate over the last few years since the pandemic. And right now, they are at the peak that they have ever been at. You may have seen videos where we've been talking about rents going up at 10% on an annual basis. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you what the new peak is outside London and inside London, and how has that kept up with wage increases in that time as well. If you're new around here and you haven't done already, do make sure you subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We have new property content every single day. We talk mortgage rates, we talk house prices, we talk property investment and much, much more. And we've just hit 41,000 subscribers, so thanks to everyone that does that. And let's get some more views on this video by smashing like, tickling like, doing something to the like button. That really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate everybody that takes a moment to do that. So rents are out of control. There's a number of reasons for that, but also I think it's something that doesn't get talked about enough. You see, the government is focused on inflation as a whole. And inflation is sitting around 2.5% at the moment. But what people fail to take into account is that someone's rental bill is one of the biggest parts of their wages. Yes, if their grocery costs go up, that's not good. But likely is that the rent is significantly more than they spend in the supermarket each month. And so I think the inflation figures should have a higher weighting on rent, because this is really impacting it. Now, one of the reasons that rents are going up so much, it's supply and demand. And right now, the rental market is shrinking, or at least it's stuck at the point it was in 2016. And that's because lots of landlords are quitting because of legislation, because of Section 21, because of EPC fears that they're going to have to spend tens of thousands of pounds improving the energy efficiency on their property, and there's lots of other implications as well. And so because of that, in real terms, the market hasn't grown. The private rental sector hasn't grown since 2016, but the population has. And that increase in population means more people are going for properties, and that increases rents. So what are we looking at the moment? Well, outside of London, rents are on average £1,349. That's a huge amount of money out of someone's take-home pay. And it really does mean that people get stuck. If they're renting, they then can't afford to save for a deposit, and it really impacts them a lot there. But in London, it's even worse. So in London, the average rent is insane. It's £2,698. £2,698. Now that means that a lot of Londoners have to share properties with friends, partners, and that like, or they have to get a room in an HMO, a house of multiple occupancy. And so this isn't good, but this has slowed down a little bit. So the first quarter of this year, rents aren't looking as good. I'm going to get a new pen here. In the first quarter of this year, rental income has slowed down. So outside London, the rental increases for January to March this year are 0.6% up. So if it stays on trend like that, that potentially is good news. That means it should be slowing down. And what about in London? Well, London has hit hopefully a peak, but rents are still going up, but only 0.1% in that first 3 months in the first quarter. Now, here's something that we have to consider. One other reason that rents haven't risen much is a lot of first-time buyers took the plunge and bought properties. So There wasn't as many people looking for rental properties in January, February and March because of the stamp duty increase. We had 500,000 property transactions, deals done, sold properties in the first quarter. And so that would have taken temporarily some people out of the rental market. Is that going to change going forward this year? Who knows? If the private rental sector still shrinks, I think that rents could end up going up around 5% on an annual basis above inflation. Well, sorry, that is above inflation. Now, what does this mean to people and how much can they afford? Well, on wage front, let's look at the wages. So since 2020, since the pandemic, wages have increased 31%, which sounds good. Sounds like quite a lot in 5 years. That's the increase. And wages have been doing quite well. But rents have been up 40%. So there's a bigger gap and more pain for people that are renting properties since the pandemic. Now, I think that this is going to get considerably worse. I think as more landlords quit, a lot of it will be down to how harsh is the renters' rights bill. A lot of landlords are looking at the renters' rights bill and saying, if I can't use a Section 21 notice to get a no-fault eviction and easily get my property back if there's a problem, I'm going to quit the market. In fact, around 50% of landlords surveyed are considering leaving the market with all of their properties, or at least some of their properties, and that is going to put more pressure. And in that time, the population is going to grow. We're going to live longer. We're going to have more immigration into the country as well. So this is something that the government need to address. And I can't really see any clear policies that they have right now that are helping people that want to rent properties. One thing that could help is the fact that the Bank of England are cutting interest rates. There are expectations that we will get 4 rate cuts this year. That will bring down buy-to-let mortgage costs, and that hopefully will mean some landlords won't increase their rent or won't need to increase their rent at the rate that they were doing previously. So let me know, what do you think is the solution? What is the solution to this rental crisis we have? I don't think that this is spoken about enough, and I think this definitely hits people considerably more than their grocery bill. While that isn't good and energy costs aren't good, your rent bill is significantly more money than all of these things and is going up at a much bigger rate. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do make sure you like all the videos. Do subscribe. Let's get to 42,000 subscribers. And do check out the fundamentals of property investing in the description. It's less than £30. Will help you find properties below market value, how to renovate those properties, and how to cash flow those properties with a HMO, service accommodation, and much, much more. It's very, very cheap, so grab that while you're here. Do check out all the other videos as well on the channel, including this video right here.